Now we're ready to start editing this photograph. I have both my second image up, and then I'm going to begin, which you should also, with your first image in terms of applying the edits. This should be the image of you alone. This is the one you want to begin editing, and you only, or excuse me, simply click on it to make it active. What we're going to do for this particular assignment specifically is eliminate the background of the image. And what we're going to do, or I sort of should say how we're going to do it, is by clicking on the fourth tool down. The quick selection tool is the one that we want active. And if you go to the top left corner of the panel in Photoshop, make sure add to selection is active. For example, it could be on reduce or delete the selection, but you wanted to have it on the plus here because we're going to add to the selection. Now, to get closer to my subject, I want to zoom in. So right now the percentage is about 66 or 67. I'm going to change that to 100 so I can view closer my subject's face here. With the quick selection tool active, I'm going to begin tracing my subject. Now, it doesn't matter what point you start at. I just found it easier to start at the head here based on the positioning of the subject. And we're wanting the marching ants, if you want to call it, to be around the subject. Be around the subject's body here. So you may have to zoom in closer based on the style or the image that you have chosen. Now, sometimes it doesn't always work perfectly, so you may have to play with it. One thing to notice here also, this number of 30 signifies the magnitude of the tool. So this can be reduced to half of that size, 17, even in the hundreds here, 134, but we don't need it that large. I know I don't for my purpose, so I'm going to take it back to maybe 19. And let me clean it up a bit. So I'm going to zoom in on this, my subject's face, 150. And remember, we initially selected the add to selection. Here we're going to choose the one beside it to reduce or delete some of the section. And now I want to go through it, and I'm having to, remember, I had to zoom in to get very tight here. You have to play with these areas. But as you can see, it is working around the chin, the neck area. Now, if you find that you have gone in too much, just simply click on the add selection. You can reduce the number or add it. Those fine areas, you may have to reduce it significantly. Let's see what we have here. All right, that works. Let me clean it up just a bit more. Oh no. You can see here in the head area, there's a bit of the brick wall, so I definitely want to delete that. I don't want that to be visible in my image. So take a few moments to play with it. I'm going to go here to the bottom area. This area right here is very tight, so I'm going to get as close as I can, clean up around the shoes. You want to do the same thing based on the subjects in the image, which should only be you for this image. Want to get as tight as possible.